Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today we will journey through Sultana's Dream by Roquia Sakhawat Hussain. Sultana's Dream is a pioneering work of feminist science fiction written by Roquia Sakhawat Hussain and published in 1905. The story imagines a utopian world where traditional gender roles are reversed. Through a vivid dream sequence, the protagonist, Sultana, is transported to Ladyland, a society governed by women who have harnessed science and technology to create an advanced, peaceful, and just world. Plot summary. One evening, while Sultana lounges in her bedroom, her thoughts drift to the plight of Indian womanhood, pondering the strictures that bind her and her fellow women. She feels the weight of societal expectations pressing down on her, a constant reminder of the limitations imposed by the world she inhabits. As she reclines, somewhere between wakefulness and sleep, the world around her shifts. A sudden vision appears, blurring the line between reality and dreams. A figure materializes before her, a woman she initially mistakes for her dear friend, Sister Sarah. "Good morning," the woman greets her. Sultana, perplexed, notes that it is clearly not morning but a moonlit night, yet she feels a strange compulsion to follow this woman who seems to hold an invitation to something extraordinary. Sultana rises from her chair, and they step out into the night. The familiar surroundings of her home have dissolved, replaced by a vibrant world bathed in morning light. To her amazement, the streets are alive with activity, bustling with women going about their business. Yet not a single man is in sight. Women walk with ease and confidence, their faces uncovered and their expressions content. Sultana's unease grows as she realizes the stark difference from her own reality. Her guide senses her discomfort. "You're shy and timid, just like a man," the woman remarks, a wry smile on her lips. Sultana is taken aback. What could this mean? In her world, men are the ones who move freely and confidently, while women remain confined and covered. Curiosity piqued, Sultana questions the absence of men. "Where are they?" she asks. Her companion responds with casual ease, "In their proper places where they ought to be." It takes a moment for the meaning to sink in. In this land, it is the men who are secluded, kept within the confines of their homes, while the women govern the world outside. The roles she has known all her life are reversed in this land, this Ladyland. As they walk through this strange and beautiful place, Sultana marvels at the grandeur of the gardens and the neatness of the streets. It seems as though every inch of this land is cared for, cultivated to perfection by the hands of its female inhabitants. The streets are lined with flowers and plants, and the air is filled with the scent of blossoms. It feels like walking through a dream, a place where the usual rules no longer apply. They pass through bustling marketplaces and serene parks, encountering women who smile and nod as they go about their day. Some are engaged in conversation, others are busy with tasks, yet there is an air of peace and order that Sultana has never seen before. She notices something else. There are no signs of illness or poverty, no beggars or street children. The women here seem to be healthy, content, and purposeful. It is as if Ladyland has found the key to a harmonious existence. Intrigued, Sultana questions her guide about how this world came to be. She learns that many years ago, Ladyland was not so different from her own world. Women were confined to their homes, veiled and silenced, while men ruled the public sphere. But then came a queen, wise beyond her years, who believed in the potential of women and the power of knowledge. She ordered that all women should be educated, and schools sprang up across the land. Girls were taught science, mathematics, and philosophy. They learned to harness the forces of nature and to think critically about the world around them. When the queen's father died, she took the throne and immediately set about changing the laws of the land. She banned early marriage, ensuring that women would not be married off before they were 21, giving them time to complete their education and develop their minds. Over time, the women of Ladyland became scholars and scientists, thinkers and inventors. They built universities where no men were allowed, places of learning and discovery that fostered innovation and progress. One day, a neighboring king sought to invade Ladyland, angered by the queen's refusal to hand over political refugees who had sought asylum in her kingdom. The men of Ladyland prepared to defend their homeland, but they were quickly overwhelmed by the invading forces. As the enemy advanced toward the capital, the situation seemed hopeless. In desperation, the queen called upon the women of Ladyland to devise a plan to save their land. The lady principal of one of the universities, a brilliant scientist who had been working on harnessing solar energy, proposed a daring strategy. She suggested that they use their knowledge to repel the invaders, using concentrated solar heat as a weapon. With no other options, the queen agreed. The lady principal and her students set to work, gathering the men and instructing them to retreat into the seclusion of the zananas for their own safety. This time, it was the men who were kept out of harm's way while the women went to war, not with swords or guns, but with the power of the sun. They launched their attack, directing beams of intense sunlight at the enemy forces. The invaders, unprepared for such a tactic, fled in panic, abandoning their weapons and supplies. In the end, the women of Ladyland had won the battle without shedding a drop of blood. Following this victory, the queen decreed that men would remain in the zananas, their place being in the home, where they could be safe and contribute to society in domestic roles. The women took over the governance of the country, using their knowledge and skills to create a society that was just, prosperous, and free from crime. They harnessed solar energy for cooking and transportation, developed systems to draw water from the atmosphere, and created a harmonious society where love and truth were the guiding principles. As Sultana listens to these incredible stories, she can hardly believe her ears. This world, so different from her own, seems like a fantasy, a dream from which she fears she will soon awaken. She is taken to see the queen herself, a wise and serene woman who rules with compassion and intellect. The queen speaks of her vision for Ladyland, a place where knowledge is prized above all, where trade with other nations is conducted only with those who respect and empower their women. Sultana is filled with awe and admiration, her mind racing with thoughts of what could be possible in her own world. She sees the universities, the laboratories, the observatories where women work tirelessly to uncover the secrets of the universe. She learns that crime is virtually non-existent, as the focus on education and moral development has eradicated the need for police or prisons. Finally, Sultana is shown the wonders of Ladyland's technology. They climb into an air car, a machine that defies gravity and glides effortlessly through the air. As they soar above the landscape, Sultana sees the world laid out beneath them, a place of beauty, harmony, and endless possibility. But as they begin to descend, something goes wrong. The air car falters, and Sultana feels herself falling. She opens her eyes, startled, and finds herself back in her bedroom, still lounging in the chair. She realizes it was all a dream, a vivid and fantastical vision of a world where women are free and empowered, where knowledge and wisdom reign supreme. Yet, even as the dream fades, it leaves behind a seed of hope, a vision of what might be if the world were different, if the potential of women were truly realized. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want more, explore other amazing works by Roquia Sakhawat Hussain. You know where to find them. Check the description or Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Roquia Sakhawat Hussain's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.